Hi, I'm Matt Jeppsen with FreshDV. Today we're taking a look at the Genus Mattebox system. This is a lightweight, compact design that's affordably priced and seems to be suited to HD camcorders and small DSLR systems. It has a 15mm rod connection and can also be used in the clip-on mode directly on the lens or directly on the filter threads of an HD camcorder. And that's how I've been using it for some time now. There does not appear to be side flag options, but there is a top flag that was included in my kit. It has two stages, one of which is rotating. It'll go 360 degrees, and it accepts 4x4 filters. And first mode I want to show you with this Genus Mattebox is a clip-on mode. So we're going to remove this little riser that I've put in place. Now you shouldn't have to deal with this if you have a proper Genus base plate. I did not have the DSLR base plate, which actually sets the Mattebox in the correct lens height location. So I created a little lens riser, a little 15mm riser here out of some parts I had for a 35mm adapter rig. Hopefully you won't have to deal with that. We'll just get our follow focus out of the way. Now for clip-on mode, Genus offers a number of these little lens rings. These will actually screw onto the filter thread, and they offer them in a variety of sizes. This one's a 58mm for this 85mm lens that I've got. I also have an 82, a 77, a 72, and a 62. I used a 72mm ring for my HD camcorder if I want to use the Mattebox in clip-on mode. So what I'll do is I'll just take this 58mm adapter here and just screw it onto the lens. The back of the Genus has a ring that is expandable basically, and it locks down with this little screw right here. And that just mounts around the adapter ring. And you should also note that the 15mm rod connection that's down right here is removable with two Phillips head screws. And it just tightens down to rods with a 15mm rods with a single point of connection. We'll just leave this on for now, but if I was using this in clip-on mode for a long time, I would just take this part off. It's very simple to remove. So we'll just clip this on. And there you have it. That's it. You can now run with your Mattebox. So, real simple system to clip on. And I'll show you the stages here. They simply lock down as you would normally lock down with screws. We're going to remove the rotating stage. And Tiffin has provided us some 4x4 filters. This particular one is a 0.6 ND grad. Allow us to hold exposure on our horizon for exteriors. And we'll just set it down here in the filter tray. And there are spring-loaded holders that simply lock in like so, and you're good to go. We'll just drop this into the filter tray. It clicks when it gets to the right location, and then you just lock it down. And of course I'll remove this other stage to show you how that works. Boom. We have a blue and a black. So here's how the stage rotates. It has little kind of grab points all the way around, and you can go 360 degrees with it. Pretty sweet. Of course that's just the blue stage. So now I want to put on our rods. And we'll just put this follow focus here out of the way for now. Here's my riser. Lock it down tight. Move the follow focus up in here. Genus offers a universal donut. It's like a rubber or neoprene sort of loose donut that can go around a lens and then go to the back of the Mattebox to do light blockage. What's interesting, you can actually use the clip-on rings too. I don't have the universal donut, and I've just been using the clip-on rings, and it actually works really well because it ties the Mattebox directly into the lens. There's no shake in the whole system at all. So you get it all in place. I like to lock this down. Now that's clipped on the lens, and now it's attached to the rods as well. So the whole system is tied together now. Works the same way. I'm going to put the top flag on, just loosen 2 screws, tighten it down. There you go. Really handy. There does not appear to be a side flag option for this matte box. Now, some users have complained about the blue filter tray causing reflections, interior reflections in the matte box. I have not found that to be an issue, but Genus has publicly stated that if you have an issue with your blue filter tray, they will replace it with a black one. It's kind of handy, actually. I prefer the blue because you know which one's your rotating stage right off the bat, and it helps you distinguish between the two. Now, 2 filter trays, some people find to be a limitation. 2 in most situations for my work is sufficient. When you're stacking 3 or 4 filter trays, you're probably going to want a larger matte box with more features like side flags and that sort of thing. So to me, this is a great fit for this size unit and this type of camera setup. I've had the opportunity to work with the Genus Mattebox for a couple months now, and there's an interesting point I want to bring up in relation to DSLR filmmaking. When I do some of my corporate video shoots, if you're shooting, say, an interview with an executive, when you bring in a still camera like this, a lot of times you have to educate the client what exactly you're shooting on, and oh yeah, that really is a video camera. And that really is an issue. If you have a bare lens on that thing, it doesn't look very impressive when they're used to seeing Vericam packages come in. So having a mattebox system and a follow focus system and a rod system like this actually goes a long way to sort of looking more legitimate for some of your higher end clients. It feels more like a film setup to them, and the mattebox goes a long way towards that. I read an article once, I think it was Rodney Charters was talking about working on the set of 24 with Kiefer Sutherland, and Sutherland actually made the statement, they were talking about using small HD camcorders, and he said that if you have a larger mattebox or a larger rig, he actually gives a better performance to that camera. And I think it actually goes a long way towards being taken seriously. It seems like a completely vain and completely irrelevant point, but having a mattebox system I have found to be an advantage when working with some of your clients that care about the appearance, particularly if you have an agency that brings you in and they are, their reputation is tied to the way you look on set. A lot of it is how the client perceives things. So for me, I have found this to be an advantage in working with those clients. So that's, sort of a side point. Now on the gear itself, I have found this to work exceptionally well for my level of production. I call it a good mid-range to entry-level mattebox. 2 stages is plenty sufficient for my needs. 1 rotating stage is generally more than enough for what I need. And what's interesting is if you're using it in clip-on mode, you can actually rotate the mattebox on the clip and then rotate the second stage, so you can cheat it a little bit if you need to. 4x4 filters, some people find to be a limitation. I find them to be a lot cheaper and easier to use. The fact that it does not have an adjustable riser would be a limitation. Most matteboxes don't include that, and so as such you should probably have a rod system designed for the mattebox, like the one that Genus offers, or a good adjustable system like these Zacuto rods that I've got. There is some light leakage on the sides here. I've not had the issue yet myself, but even working with like an airy mattebox, on occasion sometimes you'll have to gaff tape aside if you have a light leak. So you might keep gaff handy on a rig like this. In my opinion though, the feature set for this mattebox is very well matched to the price point and in the intended application, DSLRs and HD camcorders. For this sort of level of production, this mattebox is nearly perfectly suited for that, and I think it would serve your use as well.